Tapas svādhyāya-īśvara-praṇidhānāni kriyā-yogaḥ.
This Yoga Sutra talks about how to start the journey of yoga. It says that we should practice 3 things: self-discipline, which means doing what is right even when it's hard; studying sacred text, which helps us learn and grow spiritually; surrendering means trusting in something bigger than ourselves. By following these steps, we can begin our path to becoming better and more balanced people.
Samadhi-bhāvanārthaḥ kleśa-tanūkaraṇārthaś.
This Yoga Sutra explains the purpose of practicing yoga. It says that by following the path of yoga, we can reduce our suffering and clear our mind. This helps us see things as they truly are. Yoga practice helps us remove the obstacles that cause us pain or confusion. These obstacles might be our fears, worries, or misunderstandings. By overcoming these, we can find peace and happiness. In short, yoga is a way to clean our mind and heart so we can live a better, happier life free from unnecessary problems.
Avidya-smitā-rāga-dvesha-abhiniveshaः pancha kleshāः.
This Yoga Sutra talks about the obstacles that block our path to happiness and peace. It says there are 5 main obstacles called kleshas that cause us problems in life. The first one, ignorance, not seeing things as they really are. Second, ego, thinking too much about ourselves and feeling separate from others. Third, attachment, clinging to things we like too much. Fourth, aversion, pushing away things we don't like. The last, fear of death, being afraid of losing our life or what we have. These obstacles are the roots of our pain and suffering. Yoga helps us recognize and overcome them, leading to a clearer mind and a more powerful life.
Avidya-kshetram-uttaresham prasupta-tanu-vichchinnodāranam.
This Yoga Sutra explains how the obstacles or the kleshas we face are connected. It says that ignorance is the root cause of all the other obstacles. When we don't understand things clearly, we start to develop a strong sense of self or ego, become attached to things we like and avoid things we dislike, while fear of losing what we have. Ignorance makes us see the world in a way that creates problems and sufferings. The other obstacles grow out of these misunderstandings. Yoga helps us correct this ignorance so we can reduce these obstacles and live a more peaceful life.
Anitya-shuchi-dukkhanātmasu nitya-shuchi-sukhatma-khyatibharedwaj.
This Yoga Sutra talks about what ignorance really means. It explains that ignorance is when we confuse what is temporary with what is permanent, and when we mistake the impure for the pure, the painful for the pleasurable, and the non-self for the self. In simpler terms, ignorance is when we see things the wrong way, thinking that things that change or don't last are the most important. This wrong understanding leads us to make choices that cause us pain and suffering. Yoga helps us clear up this confusion so we can see the truth and make better choices that lead to a happier, more peaceful life.
Drik-darshanashaktyurikātmatevasmita.
This sutra explains the idea of asmita, which means ego or the sense of I. It says that ego happens when we confuse the true self, the one who sees, with the mind and body, what is seen. In simple terms, it's like thinking that our thoughts, feelings, and body are who we really are, instead of recognizing that we are something deeper inside. This mix-up creates a strong sense of me and mine, which can lead to problems like selfishness or feeling separate from others. Yoga helps us realize that we are more than just our thoughts and body, which leads to a more peaceful and connected life.
Sukhanushayi ragaha.
This sutra talks about raga, which means attachment. It explains that attachment is the desire or craving for things that make us feel good. When we experience pleasure or happiness, we naturally want more of it, and this creates attachment. This desire for more can cause problems because we might feel upset or unhappy when we don't get what we want. Yoga teaches us to recognize and manage our attachments so that we don't become too dependent on external things for our happiness. Instead, we learn to find peace within ourselves.
Dukhanushayī dveshah.
This sutra explains dvesha, which means aversion or dislike. It says that aversion is the strong feeling of wanting to avoid or push away things that causes pain or discomfort. When we experience something unpleasant, we develop a dislike for it and try to stay away from it in the future. This reaction can lead to problems because it makes us focus too much on avoiding discomfort, which can limit our experiences and cause unnecessary stress. Yoga helps us manage these feelings of aversion so that we can approach life with more balance and less fear, finding peace even in challenging situations.
Swarasavahi vidushopi tatha rudhobhiniveshah.
This verse explains that the fear of death, known as abhinivesha, is a natural feeling that even wise people experience. Here's what it means. Clinging to life. Everyone, even those who understand life deeply, has a natural desire to stay alive, flowing by its own force. This fear of losing life is strong and seems to happen automatically. Even though this fear is natural, practicing yoga helps us understand and manage it better, allowing us to live more peacefully without being controlled by it.
Te pratiprasavaheya sukshmaha.
This verse explains how to deal with the subtle obstacles in our mind, like hidden fears or desires. Here's what it means. Subtle thoughts. These are tiny, deep-rooted thoughts that we might not even notice but can still affect us. Tracing them back. To get rid of these thoughts, we need to understand where they come from. Yoga teaches us to dig deep into our minds, find the source of these thoughts, and remove them. This helps us clear our minds and stay peaceful. Thank you.